the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We want to take a look at the minutes of the last meeting for review and approval. Does anybody need time? I mean, we just got them anyway, but we were here for our last meeting pretty much, so.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
Okay, Randy makes a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, Billy, a second. All those in favor? Aye. Nays? Abstentions? The ayes have it, 7-0. Okay, we move on. Bill list review, Michelle Godowski.
No additions.
Everything good? Okay.
Now, is Armstrong paid up now for the Legion? Is that the final bill?
Yes.
Okay. And then J&J, is that the final for the
Yes,
payment?
that was the final payment, and I do have two separate checks for J&J, because one was like a service call, $130, and the other one was for the cameras.
That was up to the government has the part,
Right.
so that's what the $130.
So just to differentiate it from the
Yep.
art money. All right.
Yeah, that's why there's two separate ones.
All right, Cheryl.
I'll make a motion.
Randy has a motion to pay bills, second.
Second.
Don Miller, second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Nays? Abstentions? The ayes have it, 7-0. Mayor's report, Charles Narella, sir.
I have one thing I'd like to ask Jane. Jane, how much money is left in the American Rescue?
Well, it's fluctuating, but it's about 17,000. Now, if we pay for the doors at the ambulance building, that'll wipe out almost all of it.
I was gonna ask if it's possible if Borough Council would like to donate some of that for Dallas. We have Dallas
Okay.
We have Dallas 7 years, and the borough has never paid a penny. Not that I'm complaining, that we support it, and I thought if we have extra money.
Well, when I give my report, go see if everyone here agrees what I have in the report.
Okay,
And I didn't put the doors in because I didn't feel that we had a full agreement on that.
I
So,
think you needed other quotes.
yes,
I got one quote for 10-8
10-8, that's good.
from Homesville Garage.
Well, when you get to my report, you'll see what I'm talking about.
okay, thank you. That's all I have.
All right, okay. What about the police report, Mayor?
Thanks, Deb.
Yeah, it is. Huh? Yeah, yeah.
All right, monthly report for the police. They had one assist other police agencies, one disorderly conduct, one harassment, 2 motor vehicle accidents, 3 public assist motorists, 1 suspicious person, 2 suspicious vehicles, 1 traffic verbal warning given, 1 written warning, 3 citations, 11 investigations, 39 calls for the month.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Zoning report, and did they send anything in?
Yeah, I was just going to that.
They sent you a zoning report then? Okay.
Send it in the bill.
Oh, they sent you a bill. Okay. They always send a bill. It's all, yeah, we gotta do something there.
Here we go. Okay, we have, a building permit retainer, Spolia. We have, building permit retainer, Dave's Used Cars, and building permit retainer again for Spolia.
That Spolia one, I saw some going around with it on the Facebook about, I don't understand all of it. And some of you, was that the house by the Happy Trails Farm?
Yeah, they wrote down, I remember it was like $50, but I don't know what that $7,000 was.
They're gonna build a garage there.
Yes,
Oh,
but I
okay.
haven't seen the balloon permit, so.
Okay, that's where they put the garage there.
At least that's what I
asked.
asked.
Must be.
I think the foundation on the house will,
784 or
Are they gonna build it in the
Yeah.
same place where the house was?
I believe, that's what I heard, that, you know, it's only got
Wow.
Okay, so we're really up in the air there anyway, it's not really,
We don't know what it says, it could say other things besides the garage too, you know.
yeah.
That's not really,
Yeah, that's
Sounds more to it.
Ah,
I thought it was 5 foot, now that's what
I thought $100.
how can we find out?
If I see Jimmy Benton, I'll ask him.
Okay,
Yeah, Jimmy's still
but
there.
where,
You probably see him
is the
Sunday.
paperwork being filed here so that we can look it up if somebody questions it or?
I've been putting council board, I've been giving everybody NCIS's phone number. Anyone needs that, something might figure out. And I'll
Is that
tell you,
what
I've
you
talked,
wanted? Yeah,
I've talked with Mr. Phillips, and he said that they were great to work with. And,
Oh, there was something.
Heather, you sent us an email
I did.
concerning that, and if somebody was supposed to go and pick it up, did anybody go pick it up?
I don't know. And also, we did get something about an estate for Lucas.
Yes, I just called.
Should I print that out?
No, I have a
Okay,
call
let's-
with them, so I don't know what that is. They were
Okay.
repealing their realty transfer tax.
Okay.
I'm waiting.
But as
for
far as
more.
the Sponia, that was just a bill.
787704.
It didn't say anything about anybody picking it up, I don't believe.
yeah,
Well,
there's something about,
I thought, I remember
it's
that.
ready to be picked up, right?
Yeah, it's,
Mhm.
the last
It
sentence
says
was
permanent.
ready to be picked up.
Permit is ready for pickup and payment for phone.
I know. Who picked it up?
Well, whoever the representative from Sponia would be the one responsible for picking it up and paying the bill.
Isn't that what you wrote in there then? I saw something, that was your
Yeah.
statement, okay.
Because they would have had to file it with NEIC, and then
But the notes to us.
maybe they can't get
Was it
anybody
just
from
for our
Sponia.
reference? Was the note just for our reference, though? Maybe
I worry
NEIC
that,
just sent it to us for a reference?
I worry that it isn't in our file, so that if somebody came back about some of the land or something and we have nothing to
I'll send
back
them right
up.
to NEIS.
Huh?
Send them right to them.
Yeah.
That's their
Mhm.
Yeah,
company.
yeah.
That's what we're paying for, right?
Yeah, we have to have a talk about them also down the road here, you know what I mean? There's some people that are
Yeah, I'm trying to
unhappy
figure
with
that.
them.
I'm trying to
I'm glad to
follow
hear
it
that.
now.
Well, I talked to
Yeah,
Mr.
Donnie
Phillips,
has it
and before he was doing all this paperwork and stuff.
Right, okay.
He says they're a pleasure to work for.
Okay.
And then I talked to Mr. Benton at Sponia, I gave him
It
the
just says it's
paperwork,
ready
he
for
said they
pickup.
would have made it easier.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Well, that's
I
good.
dealt with them twice, they don't.
I don't agree, I agree with
They're
that,
good.
that's fine, but
Yeah.
the thing is, we need to have in our office here, so that if somebody comes in here and wants to fill out another building permit, or wants to add something, or wants to challenge something to it, we have no paperwork to look it up and tell them what's on file.
I thought he said he was going to forward.
I thought he was too, but I haven't seen it.
Well, that's Jim again, Jim Benton? Or
No.
No,
The
That's
guy from, what, I never can remember those.
DNIEC or? Huh? Yeah, Marino Brothers.
Anthony, Anthony is his first name.
Yeah,
Anthony is his first name.
yeah, the young guy is Anthony, that they
But
said.
then we got something else from Kelly Baldy,
Kimberly,
Kimberly Baldy.
maybe she's the one you want to talk
Let me,
to. Oh, no, you're right, Kelly
You want me to-
Baldwin.
yeah, 'cause
Administrative assistant is what she is.
Well, I think we need to have somebody go over each month and pick up stuff from
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
They have phone number.
Well, you know what, if there's stuff to pick up, I'll go over there, 'cause, and pick it up once a month. So we have it here, and then we can see what we have, and if it's right, then that's a good thing. If it ain't, at least we'll see it, and we'll be able to get back to them, and get it straightened out if they owe us. It's just been really a little bit off base starting out, but a lot of things are. And this is new to them too over here in Waymart, but we're not a real big town, so we felt comfortable with them coming over here. They're decent people, but, well, I'll pick up, I'll go over there and sit down with her just to find out when this stuff is prepared for our monthly meetings and get a copy of it from them, and I'll bring it here, okay? Okay. Anything else on that?
yeah, I feel like there was more to that email, but,
Not really, it's just
yeah,
said
okay.
it's ready for pickup.
Yeah, I thought somebody answered and said that was already taken care of, though, so.
I responded with the building permit.
Building.
Now,
Yeah.
Maybe, okay, maybe that's what
I
it
thought
was.
that's what the permit was for. I was like, wow, something clear, tear a building down.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And if there's somebody else I should be forwarding that to, like,
Well, the owner
if I
is
read something in the email and I don't do anything with it, I mark it on red. Because I know Jane sees the emails as well.
Mhm.
So, but if I forward it, I forwarded it to everybody, figuring that at some point, somebody
Yeah, no, that's good.
could take
Pick up
the lead on it.
Yeah, good idea.
So, that work?
Okay.
Seems like the money.
Okay, we're gonna move on. Attorney Chris Farrell, solicitor's report.
Nothing to
Okay, Chris. Correspondence review, any correspondence?
Yeah. We have a couple of things. So we did get a letter from, the Chamber of Northern Poconos, and there are benefits that are available to, council members. So there's a discount program, that you can apply to, so I could probably make copies of this, and 10% discount on all goods and purchases at anybody who participates in the Chamber of Northern Poconos. Offer discount, free appetizers, etc. We do have the ambulance report that there were 21 calls in Waymart, all covered by Cottage for the month of February. And then, I had a question about the Pennsylvania Route 6 Alliance that I read last month. This is something that our town people can be taking, advantage of. Maybe, Don, do you wanna put it on the Facebook page? It's a letter that would, there's a matching, amount, so it's a grant. So if you had work done on your building, like, you know, Chris wanted work done on his building, or
The facade.
anything, the facade, they could. So it could be something that could go out. I don't know another way really to disseminate it to the
I think your point is well taken.
town.
Yeah, to do it on Facebook, and then this way here,
And
anybody.
it could be put on the Waymart website as well.
Okay, and anybody in the community, if they wanna do something with their property, is it just business? Or
It's businesses, yeah, and it's a $5,000 per property with a matching 1-to-1.
okay, so that this is an offer to, like, anybody in town, like you said, if Chris wanted to do something with his building, not that he needs it, but if he did, okay, that he could apply for this and get a matching fund to go with if he wanted to paint the building or, and so on, so. There's a lot of uses for it, and you can make a phone call, and if it don't work out for you, you know, at least you found out what it was all about then, okay?
And then, we did receive a letter from the district attorney's office.
Okay.
Chris, do you wanna read that, or do you want me to read it?
read it, that's okay.
So it's a reference to a Sunshine Act violation. This letter is to inform you that on February 27th, my office received a complaint from a Waymart Borough resident stating that the Borough Council is in violation of the Pennsylvania Sunshine Act, specifically Pennsylvania Title 65, Section 709C1, Public Notice, Notification of Agency Business to be Considered, which requires that notification of agency business to be considered. In addition to any public notice required under this section, an agency shall provide the following notification of agency business to be considered at a meeting as follows. If the agency has a publicly accessible internet website, the agency shall post the agenda, which includes a listing of each matter of agency business that will be or may be the subject of deliberation or official action at the meeting, onto the website no later than 24 hours in advance of the time of the convening of the meeting. The agency shall post the agenda, which includes a listing of each matter of agency business that will be or may be the subject of deliberation or official action at the meeting, at the location of the meeting, and at the principal office of the agency. The complainant reported that the agency for the agenda for the January 2023 and the February 2023 was not posted as required by the Act. I checked the website for Waymart Borough and determined that there were in fact no agendas posted for these meetings. The Sunshine Act provides penalties for violations of the act. In addition to being assessed attorney fees, any member of the agency who is found to have willfully violated the act can face criminal charges and subject to fines of $100 to $1,000 for the first offense and $500 to $2,000 for the second offense. Any fine must be paid personally. Any agency cannot pay the fine. A court can also award attorney fees to the prevailing party if the court determines that either an agency willfully or wanton disregard violated the Sunshine Act, or the legal challenge was of frivolous nature or was brought with no substantial justification. I reviewed this case with Wayne County District Attorney A.G. Howell, and he declined to prosecute for these violations. Please consider this a warning letter and be assured that in the future the Borough Council abides by the Sunshine Act. Additional violations in the future may result in criminal prosecution. Sincerely, Peter Howard, Chief County Detective, Wayne County District Attorney's Office.
If I could just add something to that, it's not a rigid agenda. I'm going to read this. It's from the Office of Open Records of Pennsylvania. The agency, that's us, can also add to the agenda at the meeting itself by a majority vote. The reason for the change must be announced prior to any official action, including a vote. The amended agenda must be posted within 24 hours after the meeting, and the meeting minutes must reflect that the change was made. That's all.
Okay, thank you. All right, we're gonna go on, budget and finances, myself.
Oh, no, guests and citizens.
There is no signature
Oh.
for guest or citizen.
There was one.
Oh, there is one, I'm sorry. No, that was last time, that wasn't.
Maybe they didn't, I don't know.
Michelle,
I bring the fire company up.
she was here last time.
Right? You'll bring the fire company up with everything, right?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do that before we go to committee reports. Okay, the fire company, you're up.
Okay. I gave you my report for calls. We ran 16 in the month of February. And then last month I couldn't make it, but I believe my guys asked for 15 grand. Yes. And you guys needed 3 quotes. Starting on the top here, the cheapest quotes for 3 sets of gear, or 2 full sets of gear, which includes a helmet, a hood, a jacket, 2 sets of gloves, pants, and boots. So I have all the prices here. These 2 papers on the top are the cheapest.
All right.
Then after the gear, we asked for 5 pagers
Okay.
for our guys.
Okay, I don't remember the pages, I remember helmets for your junior squad.
Yeah, we have
I'm saying they're not,
Yeah, we don't have no pagers to go out to our guys. That's more important for the
okay,
guys to know. That's how we know there's a call.
okay, okay.
How much are pages?
These ones are $3.92 a piece with a charger and programmed.
Do we have those?
Do you guys?
Yeah. No, quotes.
Oh yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Here's everything. These on the top. Here's the cheapest gear quote, and the one behind this one is the cheapest pager quote.
Okay.
Okay, but there's the other one because they told me we need 3 quotes for everything.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
Shane, what's the total bid on the,
1960.
what is it, Donnie?
For the pagers?
Right here's the
No,
total.
for,
Everything that they're asking.
yeah,
Oh,
14.
so it would be what, 14
So
plus
that's
2
2?
grand plus about 16.5.
No, so those quotes there
Mhm.
are outrageous because those are the people that I had to deal with.
Mhm.
So like this one here was the cheapest. This is the fire store. For this one here is $12,439. So that was for my gear quote. Then for 5 pagers, it was $1,960. This is the cheapest quote. Then through Javello, who we deal with all our radios and all the stuff in the trucks, came back to $2,050. Then the industrial electricians came back with $2,370. That was a pager quote too.
okay,
Then my normal gear rep is MES, who I deal with through everything across the board.
okay,
Their gear quote came back to $14,678. And then Twin Tiers, they're out of Susquehanna County. This is another gear quote, into $14,955.
so your low one there was 12,430.
Correct. My lowest quotes are right there coming around.
Okay.
I was just told I had to get 3. You guys want this?
Please.
I have to,
Yeah,
No, this isn't something we have to act on tonight. Is it, you're just
I mean, they told me to get everything together. The quicker we could get it, because the prices keep fluctuating. That MES one, last meeting was 12 grand. It went up to 14 because we had to wait to get into this meeting.
Okay,
So the quicker we could get this done,
right.
the quicker it's gonna help us and you guys.
Okay, I do have some stuff on the agenda tonight too, for some stuff out of that money for the borough.
Okay.
For the park, the Wayside Park,
Yeah.
and for our maintenance crew with the lawnmower and that.
I think we have a lot of decisions to make, because we have a lot of irons in the fire right now. Not to put you guys off or anything, or anything else we have on the table, but we really need to listen to Jane's report
Right.
prior to voting on any of this stuff.
And we've been getting
Nobody
that-
actually knows how
Right.
much money.
And we've
we
been
really
getting
have.
that, the last
So
two
let's-
months,
let's
she's
do
given
that
us a
first.
report.
Yeah.
So that we know where we are. As a matter of
So
fact.
if you don't mind, I think we're probably just gonna table that for now.
Yeah,
If we could vote on, maybe we should vote on that and get everybody to
Let's
agree
wait
or
till I get my
disagree.
report and then make a decision.
So I just
Next
want,
month, we'll try to be ready to let you know what we can afford to give you, the whole amount or whatever, okay, to throw in there.
so then, then we'll probably have to go up to 20 grand, to be honest with you, because the way that the
It's
fire
going
service
that
keeps
fast,
going,
huh?
yeah,
Yeah.
skyrocketing.
Listen, if we're over 10,000, it's gotta be advertised.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying, and I want you guys to know, Waymart is in a very, very good spot right now. I couldn't tell you, I've been a member for the last 12 years. We're rolling out 3 trucks, stacked with guys. I have no gear to give to guys. I have one more pager sitting over there in my locker to hand out. Waymart's never been in this position, ever. Today we rolled out 2 trucks full, yeah. And this isn't stuff that's just gonna sit on the counter or sit on the shelves. This is personal protective equipment that's getting fitted for this guy, this guy, and this guy.
Yeah.
If we get it, and we're gonna use it, you know what I mean? This isn't stuff that's just gonna sit around.
Okay, so we just don't wanna be reported down to the district attorney by anybody disgruntled with their procedures.
Gotcha.
So anything over $10,000 has to be advertised, and we have to get 3 bids after the advertisement, okay? That's all
Okay.
I'm saying. We just have to follow the right procedure.
That's fine.
Can we do this, Attorney Farrell? Can we do the pagers? The 5 page, is it 5 pagers?
5, yes.
Right. And that's, the amount was there?
19 something.
It's on the second page. Let's flip that over.
John, but I
Okay,
think
it
we
was
really,
$1,960.
I just think before, I
I'm
don't
just
wanna
trying to
cut
get
you
some
off.
information
No, I
out
know,
of it
I know,
in regards to what I'm looking at.
My head's spinning, I really have no idea where we're at. And
Okay,
we have so many
I'm
irons
just
in the
looking
fire.
at a possibility.
Yeah, no, I get it, and we wanna help you guys out, believe me, it's not, there's a lot going on right now.
So let me read this. Obviously, this can be broken down, there's different equipment and different companies, and I don't know where this falls in. Evasion prohibited. Well, it is lawful to make a purchase or contract for up to $10,000 without advertising and bidding. It is unlawful to enter into several less than $10,000 contracts with the same person or with several persons merely for the purpose of evading advertising and bidding requirements. So we have to be careful of that.
So these are two different companies, of the radios and the uniforms.
Correct.
Correct, okay.
The first page is through the fire store. The second page is through Jimmy Mole out of Dixon City. Fire store is a wide world company.
I got everything in order.
Okay.
Every piece is cheaper than one,
That's
I'd
the
hate to see it go
two,
$5,000, I mean,
that's the cheapest we got. I was told 3 quotes.
yeah, but.
Could we do the radios?
Our pants
Could we,
cheaper.
Jane, could we do radios?
I don't know, I'd rather see where we're at.
That place is
That's my opinion, I'm one of 7.
Yeah,
It's like, what do you
no,
do?
it matters.
I think we need it.
Please let me get my report.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk after. You guys do your thing and talk to us when you
Yeah,
guys
thank
figure
you, I
whatever
really
out.
appreciate it.
Right, okay, all right. Okay, so we'll move on. We'll table this. Jane, you want this stuff here that they sent over?
Give me the quotes. Thank you.
All right, so we'll move on then.
We have to have this.
Okay.
Yeah, that's.
Read this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Michelle?
I have 2 more things, I apologize. This is to the Borough Council. On behalf of Woodland Design Associates, thank you for this opportunity to work with Waymart Borough on Phase 1 of Wayside Park. Please be advised that we do not believe there will be any permits required for this project beyond an E&S plan review and a general building permit. As we get further into the design of the project, and should we identify the need for any specific permits, we will, of course, work closely with you all to secure the appropriate permits required. Sincerely, Jason M. Wood, and a lot of initials after his name. I need to apologize that for the agenda, it's been a crazy couple of days. We've been dealing with internet here and something got bounced back, so there are some items for the agenda. Kubota BX Series, Wallace Electric, Wayside Park new equipment and ordinances. None of them are new business. They've all been discussed at previous meetings,
Correct.
excuse me, so they're all follow-up,
Okay.
to previous meeting information.
Okay, well, I'm still up. Are we done with right now where we were at?
Anybody else?
Okay. All right, the second thing I have on is Earl Vinton and our maintenance crew, the Kubota tractor for cutting the lawn at the ball field in the park, and is beat up, and they'd like a new one. And we were talking about this since last summer, I think, with Earl. They sent it out. It was $900 to get it fixed at that time. But he had put in for parts and all that, which was another like parts, a snow blower and or else what do they call it, for cleaning the sidewalks, a broom, a big broom. And we left that out. I told him we couldn't do that because we have other things we want to work with also. But I'd like to make a motion to order this Kubota from marshallmachinery.com, and it has a 54 side discharge flea blade finishing mower, which was $2,076. Configured price $1,744. State of PennDOT, Pennsylvania discount $3,488.80. Subtotal was $13,955.20. The assembly and freight costs were all added in there for a total of $16,050.20. Now, the trade-in for the old one, when he went to Marshall, is for the old machine is $4,500. So if you take that away from the $16,550.20, it's $11,550.20 for a new Kubota, which will take attachments when we can afford them, and a new mower deck.
Needs to be bid, over 10,000.
It needs to be bid.
We'll need to advertise it, get 3 bids.
Okay.
Anything over 10,000 has to be bid. There's a few exceptions. If you want to buy used equipment, that doesn't have to be bid. Any maintenance, repairs, or replacements for water, electric, light, or other public works of the township doesn't have to be bid, and a few other things.
Okay.
Those are the ones that come up.
Okay, so this needs to be bid.
Anything over 10 grand needs to be bid.
Okay.
No, 4,000 to 10,000 you can do a phone bid. But anything over 10,000's got to be advertised and accept bids on.
Okay, all right. Okay, and my, huh?
Thanks, Tommy.
The what now? I'm
I
sorry.
said thank you.
Oh. All right, and my next proposal is from Wallace Electric, and it's Waymart Wayside Park. Attention, Don McDonough. This proposal is for lighting and outlets near the flagpole, lighting over the veteran sign, an outdoor panel with outlets on the shed for park use, and lighting for future sign by the gazebo, which Jane had one down at that Pocono Mountains thing, and we're going to put that in there to announce what's upcoming in the park. And this proposal includes excavation and backfill with existing materials. They will rake and backfill the ditches and remove any large stones. No grass seed or topsoil is included. This proposal does not include raised rate if necessary. That will be an upcharge. We exclude all permits, fees, and inspections. Best regards, Mark Wallace. Total price $9,800. And that would be to put electric back in the park. And the reason why we need to do that, those trees that we cleaned up a little bit, they uprooted the wires that used to be there. They were in a plastic tube instead of a metal tube back then, which was probably legit.
If that's repair or replacement of electric
Yeah.
without enlarging the existing facilities, that does not have to be bid. If it is enlarging whatever we have there, since it's under 10 but more than 4, we have to still bid it. Doesn't have to be advertised, but we have to get at least 3 bids.
Yeah, it's hard to get bids for this, because he's an industrial commercial electrician. And Grim is the one that came to me and told me, he's who we use. They didn't have an electrician. I tried to use a Grimm electrician, but they didn't have one then. And so therefore, they recommended that they use Wallace for a lot of their projects. And so that's why I went to Wallace, and that was the price he gave us to do everything. It'll start by the pole, where the Christmas tree always is, because we only have power in that area, pretty much. And then it'll go right down to the outside of the play area, straight down to the shed. And then they'll put outlets in there. If we use the blacktop for stands or whatever for events, or whatever we need to do, we have power there. Also, we go across to the Veterans Memorial sign with everybody's name on it, the veterans. Those 3 little lights have been long burned out, or the wire was broke within the ground from the trees. And we're putting a light on that to showcase all the veterans that are in that box in Waymart. And then we go down around the gazebo, which we could use a new one. And the sign that Jane got from the Pocono Mountain, I believe it was.
I applied for it.
Applied for it. It comes with lights, and we have power right to there. The other power will come from the pole, again, where the main power comes in. It'll come on an angle across. It'll stay where those bushes were that we cut back. And it'll be a post in the ground with a light on it shining up to show off our flag. And on the bottom, I'm asking them to put outlets, so that we have an outlet here and there, because you're always looking for outlets. So that's pretty much the scope of it, and that's the price. And I don't know where I'm gonna get 3 quotes. It's hard to get quotes because when they see Wallace.
We're in better shape here. They just updated all the numbers in January for the state for the first time in 20 years.
Good.
So now it's purchases and contracts below 12,200 require no formal bid.
What's that number?
12,200,
Good, thank goodness.
and purchases and contracts between 12,200 and 22,500. We have to do the 3 bids, and anything over 22,500, we have to do the formal advertising bid.
Okay, so we can do this one? We can
So
actually.
that you could vote
We
on
could
that if you want.
Yeah, well, look, I'd like to do it because spring is on its way. And that way Earl will get rid of the old one for $4,500 and we'll have a new one. And then we'll see what we can afford down the road. You know, I mean, if we can afford a part next year, if Jane's still working with American Rescue, and that's where this money's coming out of, and that's where your money will come out of. And we will have an update because we had an update from her 2 months in a row from Jane. And it shows we have some surplus money. I don't want to scare you off thinking we're going to spend this money here and maybe not look at yours for you, but we are going to look at yours, okay? And we appreciate what you do. Okay, well, I'm going to go back with the Kubota tractor because now we can vote on that if you want to vote in favor or not.
I'd really like to see, I really want to see what we have, because I don't think we have that much money left.
Jane, could you help him out? I mean, I have
plans
numbers.
for Halloween.
Jane's gonna confirm the
My
board.
church won't be sitting out here wasting
One
time.
thing, and then we'll do it. Okay, all right. We got 3
See what I
times.
have here, and then we'll discuss a couple things.
I thought he wanted to ask for further notice. It sounded to me like he was talking.
We've got a lot of asks on the table, and unfortunately, some feelings are gonna get hurt. We're gonna have to make some tough decisions, because we don't have that much money. So we need to figure out what we have, get a solid budget in place, and just have a vote and do what we can with the money that we have.
That's what we're trying to do now by voting for these two, because these are 2 things that we need.
I know, but I don't even know how much we have. Nobody knows.
We have enough for these.
Okay,
And then there is more money.
okay, guys, listen, there's no reason to argue. If somebody wants to make a motion, you have a right to make a motion.
Exactly, that's
It
just my
doesn't have to
opinion.
be.
I'm 1 of 7, that's my opinion.
So if its majority passes, it passes. If not, you could certainly make the motion later on.
Right, okay, all right. I'll make a motion to purchase the Kubota at $11,550.20, and that comes with a new undercarriage and everything. That's brand new from Marshall Machinery. I need a second. Okay. Okay, declined.
And what about the Wallace Electric?
Okay, let me do that again then. Thank you, Chair.
Would you let me report it at my
Well, no, okay,
because you're
okay,
going
all
to
right.
take it out of the American Rescue. If you're not gonna take it out of the American Rescue, go right ahead with your motions now.
Well, we wanna see what we got, Jane, that's it.
That's what I'm trying to,
Exactly.
I have it already in the budget.
So are we continuing with our committee?
Grass cutting.
We're just going down the line?
I thought you were waiting for,
We can wait a
to
minute.
give you some
You guys
kind of
wait
an
a
update. What is it?
Well, Shane's next. Go in order.
Okay, okay, Shane's not done yet, okay.
Yeah, I didn't even say anything,
They're
so,
still on me, Shane is up now, yeah, for
Are you
questions.
going to report?
This was January 10th, and this shows assets at 162,825.24. And that was from January. And then we had expenditures, and total to date was 50,469.64. We have commitments, the American Legion, 5,600 for a boiler that we paid for. And the money to put the boiler in place through UGI, another 2,000. Wilson Field Matching Funds, 35,000. Township Zone, the third payment, final payment, $3,500. And that's for ordinances and additions and deletions. And that's pretty much it, but that was out last month. She's had two of them out 2 months in a row. And, so, you wanna talk, Jane, or no?
Well,
let's just stick with the committee reports if we can,
Shane has the floor
and
now.
we'll get down to Jane.
Okay. All right.
So, road construction season's around the corner.
Wait, no, I didn't get to you yet. Let me see here. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, you are next. Streets and roads, Shane.
So, we haven't, I think we normally get about 40 grand
We just, yep,
in liquid fuels.
it's on the current bill listing.
Asphalt is set to go higher than it was in '22. But right now, I just did a half a mile of road, which is, 2,600 feet. So 2,600 feet by roughly 18. To do a tack and overlay, you're probably gonna be about $60,000. That's no drainage, no base. To do the same half mile with oil and chip, you're probably gonna be about $24,000 per half mile. So, half miles like, I guess from the Waymart Church to all of Honesdale Road. From our line where it goes up South Street down to like the post office roughly is a half a mile. So that would be either $60,000 to overlay it or $24,000 to oil and chip it.
So 60,000 per half mile?
Correct. Yeah, because we really don't have a contiguous mile of road, so I just did a half mile. And a lot of our roads need a lot of repairs. So this would be pretty much a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
But it would buy us some time. The oil and chip would be fine for the borough, but I know some people aren't for oil and chip. But so the oil and chip, I got prices to do a single seal of oil and chip, one layer of oil, one layer of stone, and then another layer of oil, which is called a fog seal. If you go out to Camp Narren Road, whatever road that is, Clinton Township, Canyon Township, did a single seal with a fog seal. It basically locks the stone from the top down, so you don't get all that loose gravel. And so that would be the $24,000. So it would be a single seal oil and chip with a fog seal on Honesdale Road, roughly 24. But oil and chip, or all asphalt is volatile, and that's subject to change. Probably going to change from now until October.
Same way with Byron's situation. Right?
Yeah.
Everything's
So-
going up yet, okay.
But the Honesdale Road from the Waymart Church till about Farley's needs a lot of help. Sleepy Hollow needs a lot of work. Basically, all of our streets really need, other than, of course, South Street and the roads that we did last year, Prospect and so forth. But we really need to think about it. There's a section of road on South Street down by Craig's house. There's a section of road by Teresa's house that really needs repairs.
Oh, right next door.
Right, and last year we put a lot of money into the roads, and they need it, but,
That last year was 98,000.
yeah, right. And this year, obviously we're not gonna have that kind of money, I think we're gonna have to stretch it the best we can, but if we don't do anything, then we're gonna be in worse shape, and really gonna have to put some money into base and things will get expensive. My recommendation is we just do oil and chip, stretch as far as we can,
On what road?
seal it up. Pick a couple sections of road. I really think down by the Waymart Church, we're gonna lose that road in a few years where we're just gonna have to rip the whole thing up and redo it, which we don't have the money to do that. So I would just suggest oil and chipping, and it's a Band-Aid, but it buys you a few more years. It kind of seals it up and protects it, gives you another wearing surface. So,
But that's $60,000 that you're talking about coming from the church up? Or?
well, if we paved it, it would be.
Oh, if it was
Yeah,
paved, okay.
right.
Got you.
So I would suggest we do some patching, like we did last year, some pothole patching, which would probably be about another $7,500 to do the town, like we did last year, with pothole patching, and then chip, oil and chip where we see fit. But that's for a half-mile road, so if we did a mile, it would probably burn up basically all of our liquid fuels.
$53,000 to deal with.
Yeah, it's 13.
For 1 mile of road,
Yeah.
yeah, so.
Maybe we should hold off and just wait till next year.
I wouldn't suggest that, but again, I'm 1 of 7.
53,000 liquid fuels
Yes.
for that.
It's hard to see it now, but, I mean, we don't have to put the bids out now. I would suggest we start putting bids out and getting them out now, because the prices only go up, so. So does anybody want me to start getting the
I think we
$10
should go with your suggestion, you certainly know more about these roads than we do.
per half mile? So I'll get with,
He has the
$10.
expertise, no, we don't have it.
okay, and we will,
Make a motion.
right,
I make a motion that we go along with James' idea of iron chipping as needed where he designates.
I'll second it.
with pothole patching.
right.
Yeah, with the
Oh, okay, I understand.
And of course, we'll
All in
have to
favor?
put the bids out.
We're not gonna fucking maintain these roads.
No, not with our little bit of money. It's tough,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, who seconded it?
I did. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Nays? Abstentions? The ayes have it, 7-0. Okay, let me see here. I'm gonna do the Wallace thing again, being we can do it. And, it's $9,800 to do the park with all new wiring, et cetera, what I talked about, the flagpost. And I'm making that motion. I need a second.
I have a question.
Yeah.
We're gonna tear the park up.
Huh?
When we're gonna do the park, are we gonna do that this year? Or what's the
Well, that's what
thought?
this is for, the light, oh, you mean for the equipment?
Yeah, I mean, to tear everything apart. You wanna do this when we tear everything apart?
Well, that's what we're gonna
Well,
do.
we hired Woods to do a design,
Okay, right, yeah.
That's what I'm talking
to
about.
use the money that we have. So would that be incorporated into the design?
Jane has everything with Woods, and she's
It's in the
in
budget.
charge of that, she has everything she needs, so she could answer that question.
So is the electric in that then already?
No,
Yeah,
no,
He
this,
asked me to put it in, and I
Oh,
put it
okay.
in. And that's why the motion is previous, for the simple reason it doesn't say where the money's coming from. You have to designate where the money's coming from.
I see.
So, because the American Rescue has to be named for everything that you purchase.
Mhm.
So that it's designated.
Okay, so we're pretty
And I
sure.
guess another question is, with that electric, is that gonna be enough to take care of what we wanna do in the future for tearing that park apart and stuff
I'd
like
have to
that?
ask him that, yeah.
I've
we
already asked him,
Okay,
I was gonna read the letter.
Right.
what letter were you gonna read then? Oh, you have one from.
Jason
Oh, from
emailed me.
Jason, okay, because I have one from, the Wallace one, okay. Again, do I have a second on that, or no, on the Wallace Electric?
Would you please consider it until we get to under the American Rescue? Would you please just?
Oh, yeah,
table it?
okay, yeah, if
Table
that's all
it
you
for a
want to
few
do.
minutes?
Yeah, that's not a problem. Okay, now I'll put this back over here, and we'll go to Craig Speedwalk.
All right, we've been working on the baseball field. We have the we have to give back the $107,500, because that's half of the $200,000 grant.
Okay.
So, right, so if we give that back, right, we'll have
$55,700 to work with. We've been working with the softball league and stuff, so I think we should have enough to break ground August 1st.
Okay.
Get the trench in, get the trench in, we're gonna put a 2 foot by 2 foot trench all the way around the perimeter, first base, third base, and I'll pass by the ambulance building to drain that.
Okay.
And then put the wire in that trench with it.
Right.
So then we can wire the poles, put everything in one spot.
Okay.
I was getting prices for the under drain, stone is up in the air, trucking's up in the air, we don't know about that yet.
Okay.
But I asked Leroy if we have places to store piping and stuff in there, he said we do in the shed, or in the borough garage.
Okay.
So I'd like to start working on purchasing that stuff and just stockpiling it so we have it. And we're tax exempt, right, Shelley?
We are.
So how does that work?
So actually, then any purchase you make, we have to we would need to set up we do need to set up accounts with them.
Okay.
And then we have to give them a tax exemption certificate.
Okay.
And they'll bill us.
All right. So I called them out for quotes for that too. Bonds is higher on some stuff, they're less on other stuff. Central Clay is cheaper on other stuff, so. But I think we over get
You
this.
said, are any co-stars, have they been called, any of the co-star companies?
No, I just called Bonds and Central Clay.
Would you ask them if they're under co-stars?
Okay. And then,
So who's doing the electric work there?
We were told it, was it Cabbage who's gonna donate it?
Oh, right.
Pioneer had, Cabbage.
I don't
Yeah,
think.
he originally donated 32,000 something. And then he lost his people that put in the electrical, they moved to Florida. And so then he said, well, I can't do it now. Well, so I was going to go back and ask him if he would donate the $32,000 and we get somebody else to do it. But Joe Gillot and I were supposed to do it, and Joe didn't wanna do it, so, but that doesn't mean we can't do it.
Right.
And Pioneer's very, very supportive of it. I think that, you know, it might not be 32,000, but I think that they would consider supporting this project.
Yeah, and we can put the.
Even if they dug all the trenches and did that for you, they might do that. They might do all the ground.
Well, that was my next sentence, I
Yeah.
wanna request the use of the equipment
Right.
that we have, the backhoe and the dump truck, so we can use that for
Well,
storage.
Pioneer might go ahead
Right.
and just win in one day and do it.
And then have, we're gonna put the wire right in the trench with it, so we don't need an electrician to do that. You know, we know where the poles are gonna go, so we put sweeps up in that. So at least this year, we're gonna get the under drain in, get the wiring in, and we'll have to go from there with the poles. We're looking for donations for the poles, power poles. The quote that we got was for $56,000.
Yep.
Wow.
But
That was for the
that was
poles
for
and the
poles
light fixture, that was
and
for everything.
That was
Oh.
all, that's good.
Which
Yeah.
I think the other quote was like 77 or
Wow,
something like
that's
that, so.
wonderful.
But the poles themselves were almost $35,000.
Right, but Jimmy Watson is another guy that's a big part of Wayne County softball. He has, telephone poles that he wants to give us. We're just waiting to hear back from him,
Okay.
as far as what length they are. If they're high enough, then we can throw these light fixtures right on them and save 35 grand.
How high do they have to be?
So this scan, this photometric scan that I passed out, they figured for 50 foot above grade. But he said if they're like 40 or 45, let him know and he'll redo the scan for us and let me know if it changes anything, if we can still use the same light package, if there's any changes that might happen. So we just have to wait to hear back from Jimmy about the length on the poles. But if he has the right poles and we can use those, then I mean, the 50, 55 we have, we can put drainage in and lights.
So
As we
we're
got
gonna
the
start
guys-
August first, well, the first week of August.
The guys that are involved, Drew Morcom also, he's in charge of Little League. He talked to me this weekend, he said he's got scoreboards. He got scoreboards given to him.
Okay.
So we can put those up too. And the guys that play in these leagues, certified electricians, they run machines for a living, they're all construction, we're all blue collar. They're more than willing to do whatever we need. Case of beer and a weekend.
So I guess, Gina, we pretty much need a list of who promised what, besides the cash that we got from Shelley.
Okay.
You know, just who promised what, you know, material wise or whatever. I find it hard that anybody's gonna donate materials just because it's so expensive. I mean, stone's more than doubled, or almost tripled, putting stone, so it's just so I guess we can solicit those people, find out what they want, or what we can get from them.
Yeah.
But we have $55,000, $56,000. We can definitely get the wiring in, and we can get the drainage
That's
in.
good.
And if we have to, if we get the poles, that'd be great, you know?
And just so you guys are tracking, this 55 is just donations from people. We're not taking anything away from anything else.
Yeah, that was all
So
just
that's just all
donations.
people that donated for this project.
You know? So I guess I'll get with you sometime, Jane, and find out who
Well, and then
donates what.
maybe the two of you guys or something could meet with Mike, Cabbage and discuss, you know, what we did, what they pledged before and what they would pledge now.
Yeah, yeah,
They might have stones, you know, storage someplace.
yeah. And our plan is to ask the feed mill if we could store material on their lot there across from
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
You know, put the spoils there and then, put the stone there, stockpile the stone there so we have it. So, I mean, I don't really see not getting this done in a weekend, you know? And that's why I got stockpiling the pipe. One of the guys from the team works down by Wilkes-Barre, and he gets the fabric from Central Clay, because that's $200 a roll cheaper than Bonhams and stuff, so.
Yeah.
And I wanna be able to go to Bonhams and get the pipe, because the pipe is cheaper there, stuff like that.
Yeah,
So,
well, the
yeah, he said, so we think about that. Right there, you know? So,
I'd like to bring up something while you're on it, only because when the last group was gonna do the ball field through the grants in Joe July, he had the backstop down by the flag post where you turn in toward the concession stand. Are we still gonna look at that way?
No, we're keeping everything the way it is.
Because Chris made a good point, we were concerned about the lights possibly, if we stay the way we are, the neighbors complaining in the backyards behind us. I mean,
It's an issue, so, you know, we'll have to advertise this, people, you'll have to come in and give me their feelings on it.
The lights should all be breaked down though, you know, and they're all up in a hill.
Should be.
They're not down the level of the field. They all
they're up
over
above
Belmont
it,
Street.
yeah.
And I don't know how high those poles are, whether they're gonna be going
No,
to people
I
back,
don't.
But
back of their
they
house.
should be facing the field, right? You know,
From that map, it looks like they're facing the back of the
Yeah.
people's houses.
yeah, yeah. Well, the
yeah,
lights
but
should be
the-
all through here, right, is
Yeah.
what they're talking about. And then we have the trees, and then we have.
So are we assuming the grant is dead in the water then? I hate to put the cart before the horse, Shannon, I'm sure you're gonna touch on that during your report, but
I'm
just a question.
assuming it for this reason that I haven't heard anything yet. They promised we'd hear by the middle of March,
Okay,
so middle of March.
Okay.
I haven't heard.
so we had $35,000 sitting in equity, or in an escrow account, right, for that?
And the.
For that particular grant, we had to have
The
35,000
administration, the grant from
Right.
Biden, yeah.
in order to apply for that grant.
So the 35,000, if we're not gonna add that, then that's 35,000 I can put back into this budget when I give it to you.
I know, I'm sorry, I apologize for
Yeah,
asking,
yeah,
I
yeah,
know,
yeah.
I don't mean to keep,
That's the problem we're having, we're not ready yet.
we should just put Jane first.
Some of us
Yeah, I was
are.
just gonna say,
Jane needs to go,
100%
yes,
First in the agenda next time,
Yes.
Heather.
I am gonna make that note.
go to the top of the list.
Number one.
35,000.
Well, see, we pledged 35,000 and make it 250,000.
Right, so that kind of set, it's in escrow, but we
So we're not, it's still an American Rescue Fund. And if we don't utilize it, then it goes back in the fund. I mean, it's already.
That's all right when the house catches fire.
Well, yeah, we could, just go back and work it, right, so we figure out what the heck. Yeah, right.
Okay, let's move on. John Miller, you're up.
Oh, Craig.
Oh, Craig, you have more? I'm
Craig has the
sorry.
microphone.
Phillips House
Okay.
is down,
Okay.
and we're supposed to set that at the end of the month. Just talked to Mr. Phillips, and he was dealing with NEIC, like I said earlier, and he was very happy with them.
Oh,
You
good.
know?
Good, yeah,
You know,
that's
and,
good news, yeah.
The ambulance stores, we'll talk about, that's all I got.
Okay, thank you and, Darren for doing what you did with the ball field at this point, appreciate it. Don Miller, you're up.
Nothing on utilities, but garage doors, I got a home door garage door, I have a 10-8 bid. But the
10-8?
highest, yeah, 10,008.
And that's for the ambulance
That's for the ambulance building with top of the line insulated doors, new openers, new fascia on the outside of the doors, cause they said that they're trying to rust it away.
So with your bid and my bid from, and yours is the lowest, so we need one more bid? Is that what you're saying?
It's 10,000, it's under.
Oh, okay, it's under.
We're good.
Ah,
We're gonna have to get used to the new numbers.
It's
Yeah.
10-8.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, I'm sorry, Don, who did you say that bid was from?
Holmesdale garage door,
You don't even need phone bids with that.
but that does not include moving those openers over to the.
Oh, it doesn't
He
include
said
that.
it probably isn't worth doing that.
So
That's what
are
he
those
said.
doors shot then? Is that
The
what
doors are shot because I know somebody not sitting here right now who ran the ambulance into them at least twice.
Don't they have insurance for that? If
John,
our
They're out
door,
of business.
You know who they is?
no,
Us,
Yeah, that we have insurance.
And now we own it, and before, the ambulance
so we
corps
ran
owned it.
into it with we don't have an ambulance, so we don't own it.
We own the building. It
We
was-
don't own an ambulance, so who ran into the door?
It was run into before the Waymart ambulance.
Oh,
the same one that.
So
that's years
ambulance,
ago.
The gentleman's not here.
gotcha, okay.
And I know at least twice, it could have been more than that was run into.
But we still house cottage photos.
We know.
In our
Yeah.
building.
Yes.
So did we talk to them to see if they would be willing to split the difference here?
No.
Does anybody else feel that they need to split
Yes.
the doors?
And
They should pay for the
the,
doors.
Heather, the program you're talking about, the matching, if there's a
There's a reason they're
they
not
want to
here
do
anymore.
something. and
That facade program.
Would that, would the garage doors fall under that? Could they?
I don't know.
I don't think the facade, and it's anyway 25,000.
Right, but
Yeah, but you can still get.
Yeah, but it's a matching
up to
grant.
5.
So
Yeah.
we put 5, they put
But I don't know if that would fit under facade improvement. I don't know that.
that's something to look into.
Because over in Forest City, they did like the.
It's an exterior door.
And they did the Red Cross, or the drugstore, and
A lot of it is like very cosmetic.
Let's move on. And then when Jade is done, then we'll get back to what we want to talk about in regards to.
baked already.
Okay, we have, Don Miller, you said just what you had, the wholesale garage on the doors, appreciate that, thank you. Darren Howell, you're with the baseball, good job. Randy Thorpe, purchasing? Nothing,
I
okay.
feel like we need a drum roll.
Planning, Jane Barco.
This is the report to date of what has been reported to me. And we have some things we have to vote on. So when everybody gets a copy of it, this is including everything up to date. Everything that was reported the last 2 months.
Okay. Are we gonna read through it?
Well, I was going to, the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 have already been paid.
Okay, I'm sorry, that expenditures, the first 10?
The first 10, from One Beat Medical to the 3 AEDs, to all the way down to the American Legion gas boiler.
Can we read through them all, Jane,
Oh, yeah,
for the record?
yes.
Do you want me to read?
I will.
Okay.
Starting at the top, dated March 14, 2023, assets, $132,825.24 from to the Waymart Borough, $30,000 from the commissioners, makes a total of $162,825.24. Expenditures, checks issued, $7,120,000 $7,120 to One Beat Medical for 3 AEDs, $3,500 for cleanup day, $6,700 to Heinz Outdoor Services removal cleanup to Wayside Park, $2,746.64 American Legion UGI hookup, $18,783 to Waymart Volunteer Fire Company for the washer dryer, $3,981.25 to Mill and Tree Service. This was removal, cleanup, tree service at Wilson Field. $1,120 to Mill and Tree Service, emergency removal tree on Marion Street. $3,981.25 to Tom Shepstone. This was the original work of revising, bringing up to date ordinances. $2,537.50 to Tom Shepstone for the ordinance work. $5,600 to American Legion gas boiler. $3,000.
Now, these last, excuse me, these last are just considerations.
So anything with the asterisk above has been paid for, correct?
Yes.
The following are considerations: $3,000 Tom Shepstone, completion and presentation of ordinances. $9,800 to Walls Electric for Wayside Park. $15,000 to the fire company, turnout coats, helmets, boots. $11,550 to Kubota Tractor, for Kubota Tractor accessories, Marshall Machinery. $50,000 to Wayside Park matching funds, DCED. Total to date has been $145,419.64. That minus the $162,825.24 is $17,405.60.
Now, what hasn't been considered is are the doors. If somebody wants to approach the ambulance floor, I would suggest that we ask them to pay for half. But that's up to you, whatever you want to decide.
You can get the doors cheaper if you go non-insulated.
Well, the problem is they use a lot of heat.
Well, you can insulate them yourself.
You can insulate them yourself? I don't know that. I mean, I don't know how you do that, but.
Jane, can I just interrupt you 1 second? J&J, the security cameras, were they supposed to be on here also?
Well, they didn't give me the bill, so I didn't include them.
Oh, yeah.
You just have to-
I didn't know anything about it.
That was the next one I asked you.
Is that you have to deduct it from that 17,000?
On this bill listing for the oil.
Okay, so Shelley, what was the J&J?
The total, I mean, we set those, it was on the bill list.
$3,750.
We made a prior one. It was $3,742.50.
There was a Tom Shepstone on January 10th for $2,537.50.
Shepstone, this would be J&J.
Oh, this is J&J.
3742.
That was, I believe that was Armstrong.
He's the American Legion, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think here. Give me that number again, 3,700 what?
$3,742.50. Craig, wasn't that more? This was the last part of that. J&J. Wasn't,
Plus $130.
J&J around like $7,000? For those 3 cameras?
This, I'm assuming it's 3742 is for here.
Give me,
The other one was for,
do you have eyeglass ones?
the better build, the shed, salt shed building, and the baseball park.
No. I thought we viewed during the budget time, that was gonna come out of this.
Yeah, we did. We voted on that.
Yeah.
So let's just take that into consideration.
The thing is that there's a few decisions we have to make.
We got a lot of decisions.
The first decision, and the biggest decision is, we are working with Jason Wood, and Jason Wood, and Don and I were supposed to meet with him today, but he canceled because of the weather. But, he reminded us of certain things which he emailed me about is, I have attached the documents prepared based on our past conversation and knowing what DCNR requires for project. Unfortunately, the projects will not score well and likely not funded unless they include ADA parking, accessible routes, recreational items for a good deal of the public, and vegetation. In other words, if we remove the trees or any of the items, the application will likely not be funded, and this will have all been time not well spent by you, yourself and I. So what the council is going, it says, yes, you and the council can ultimately select the playground equipment and have a say, which I sat down with him and we started and we chose a company called Play World. It's in York, Pennsylvania. It is under Co-Stars, and it has a full line of equipment, playground equipment. But we have to decide. We have to know tonight, because I'm going to meet with him next week, and we have to know exactly, are we committed $50,000 to this project? So because we're going to go for matching funds, and it says that we have to have a 50 to 30% match. So it depends on what equipment we select on how much this is going to come together, and how much it will be. But this will be something that we'll be working on, and the committee will be working on. But I have to have a motion whether we are going to commit 50,000 or not.
Question, Jane. The 30,000 that we had set aside for the $750,000 grant for the ball field, is that already directed in this, or don't we have? Is that shown? If it's not shown on here, but I don't know. Do we add that back in? So do we have another 30,000?
No.
Okay. But is that dead in the water? Because we have to know if
It
that's...
appears to be dead in the water, but I don't know. And it's just like the truck, I haven't heard on that either, so I don't
But
know.
we didn't have to have any money
We've not-
matching for that?
No.
Okay.
It was under a program they've never had before.
Mhm.
And the program is statewide. And before we've applied under local sheriff, Monroe County, because of the place in Monroe County where they gamble. What do they call it,
Casino?
Casino, the casino there, you know, so that's how we applied for that. But this statewide one was money they had left over. And I gather it's quite a few million, but then it's statewide, so I don't know how many applied for it.
Mhm. So the grant that we're going for in the park is a $50,000 matching grant, so we're looking at possibly $100,000 to put into the park.
Yes,
But we have to have,
at the minimum of 100,000. If it's only required, which I haven't read all the specifications, if we only require 30%, then of course then that means we'll have a significant more money to
so is
spend.
it just a 50-50 grant? So if the bids come back for the park for $70,000, we only have to put up 35?
Yeah, if it's at 50-50, but according to his letter, it seems like he thinks it's going to be a 15 to 30% match. And if it's 30%, that's, you know,
Oh, we would only put up 30%?
we don't even
Oh,
put up 30%.
wow.
So, but until I get into the application, and
Well, the park has been something we've been talking about for many years, along with the ball field. So we need to dig deep, find it in ourselves, to just make some decisions tonight, move some things forward, because we seem to drag our asses on quite a few different things. We now know how much money we have.
Right.
I think the park, we should probably just go ahead and do it. Again, I'm one of 7, so we have to make a motion, but I think we need to just pull the trigger or just.
And
sit
the other
and wait.
thing with the park too, with Jason Wood, I'm gonna go with James. They have 2 sets of ears over there with Jason.
Yeah.
So that's the 5th of April.
So as of now, that 50, so the motion, and I'm not making a motion, but I'm just saying, up to 50,000 would be
You
the
can make the
motion.
motion. if
No,
you
I'm
want.
just
Okay.
clarifying for everybody, so
I
we all
just say,
know.
just we have to agree so that when
50,000 is the
when
max.
we meet with Jason, he knows exactly what we're applying for.
Mhm.
So we have to make a decision. Are we pledging 40,000 or pledging 50,000?
I'll make a motion to that 50,000.
I'll second that. I'll second that.
And we could have money left over in the fall.
We could.
So the park's getting 50,000.
You know, and those other things, just, well, wait till he gets to that. You got a motion
So
on the
first we
floor.
gotta make this motion, happen or not happen.
We have a motion on the floor.
So there's a motion on the floor.
And it's been seconded.
Right, okay, yep. And all in favor?
And it's up to 50, correct? It's not a set 50. Is it
No,
50?
it's
Mhm.
fluctuating because we don't know the price of any of the equipment.
We need to get the
So
bid.
it could be 50.
We got
The only,
And I just,
Are we voting?
yeah, all in favor?
Aye.
We're voting for the 50. Randy made the motion. Yeah, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Nays? Abstentions?
Abstain.
Good,
Abstain?
now-
6-0, approved. 1 abstention, I'm sorry. 6 yeses,
so
1
that's,
abstention.
that 35, you're saying we had 35 committed, just, just floating for
Yeah.
that grant for the field.
It was just floating around there.
So that's,
It was
that's
just,
not,
it was one of those paper things where
It's still a potential.
so we never actually put 35,000?
No,
no.
Okay.
it's just paper. It hasn't gone anyplace.
That's,
Let's go back here a second.
let's do it.
Do we all agree on the 11,550 for the Kubota tractor accessories from Marshall
Well, let's,
Machinery?
so I got a small update. So we had the 162, and then now everything that we including the 50, we have 46,000 right now.
See, that's,
No, so all of these were pending. None of these were solid. From here up is solid.
Aspects are paid, yeah, the last fives.
Right, so I just included the 50,000. Now, please check my math, everybody, if you want to. But I'm coming up with $46,000 as of now, after the $50,000 motion we just made.
Did you take out the 7485? Because that's J&J.
I did, well,
Okay.
yes. I did 7,000, so, to be fair and accurate. So we're at 46 even, $46,000 even. After the 50,000. So now that's our starting point. Does that make sense to everybody or no?
It doesn't make sense to me, but go ahead.
Okay.
You explain it again.
Okay, so that with the 162 we had total, right? Less everything from items 1 to 12, which includes J&J. I just penciled that in on mine. Equaled 66,000. Plus the 50 that we just locked in. We got 116,000.
Yes,
The 162 less the 116 is 46.
okay. So we have
That's-
to make a decision on this now.
We don't-
Townships don't, hopefully it'll be much less because we paid it twice, but this is the final thing. And I'm going to have a special meeting here in the daytime at 10:30 for anyone who would like to sit with Tom. And we go through the ramifications of how we re-adopt all the ordinances. It cannot be more than 3 people on council. Because if it's 4, then I have to advertise the meeting. Because it's 10:30 in the morning.
Oh, so Darren has brought up a good point. I don't want to talk over this. Sorry. No, you do talk.
Well, you gotta let Darren talk.
Yeah. You had a really very good point.
Didn't you guys say that you already included that Wallace Electric, that 9,000 for Wallace Electric in the budget for the park?
Well, at his suggestion, he asked me to put it down, so I put it down. We haven't voted on it.
So but that's a wash, though. We don't have to worry about that, because that should be included in the plans, right? Or not?
So that, my question is that,
No,
can we just take that off there, it's included into the,
Why don't they
The
include the portions in
50,000?
it?
no.
so it's not part of the park renovation?
No, I think that, right, is that part of,
Because we don't have any idea that we're gonna get the grant. You know, and we're talking about a year from now to even know whether we're gonna get the grant.
But you wouldn't do that electrical work prior to.
right, I think we would just pile that into the grant, right? I would think.
I would think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because if you do the electric, then
Jay, what you're saying is you're not gonna do the electric and
Well,
then dig it all up again.
that's why we called Jason.
Yeah.
And Jason says where all the equipment's going to be is the front of the park towards Belmont Street. And from what he said, there's no electrical work from the front of the park, it's all in the back of the park.
It's all
I
around, it's all
haven't
around the
consulted
outskirts
Jason
of the
about
park
this.
is what I
But we don't really have a final design, right? For the park?
No, we don't, because we haven't decided what equipment we're gonna get.
No, I know, I think we wait on electric, my personal opinion, until we have a finalized design. Massage that into the plans,
So
and.
you're telling me I should go back to him tomorrow and say, no, now we lower it to 40,000?
No, no, we'll include all of the electrical into the finalized plan.
Okay.
No, we just, you know, we're good with the 50 grand, but we're gonna roll that electrical work into
Yeah,
that grant.
I think we want the electric done, but we want to wait to see if we could just add it to the
Okay,
cost.
so you're talking about a year and a half at least.
Yeah, roll it in.
All right, like with me,
Yeah, whatever.
as I said, I hope Tom Sunstone is less. I don't know, thank God we're gonna get finished with this project. Now, the fire company, I put down 15,000 because that's what they asked for last month. I feel we should support the fire company. I don't know about the radios, including them, because it wasn't in the original, asking.
So what is it, less the radios?
The 15 will.
So,
Yeah, the 15.
What was the,
Right,
We only need 12.
yeah, so you guys were saying, my guys came back and said you guys were offering
Wait,
15,000.
one person.
So listen, my guys came back,
Wait till you say when he's done talking.
No, go ahead, Jane.
No, not me.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, no, I didn't. I'm
so listen,
talking to
the
myself.
15,000 is what you guys offer. We
Yeah.
don't have, I would rather put the pagers on the back burner and get my guys gear, because that's what's gonna
That's right.
protect us, and that we're,
That's what I decided,
So-
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. If we go down to whatever the quote was, to 12,300,
200. How much are your bids? For just the equipment that you need?
well, he's got the paper in front of him, I don't know, it's 12,000 something below.
Is that what you gave me?
Yeah. So if you guys, I could do away with the pages.
$12,439.56.
Yes.
With the paper.
No,
no, that's
no,
not.
I threw the papers on there to get us to 15.
All right, so you're over the 12,000.
So what I'm saying though is if you guys just wanna do the gear, we're happy with that. I put the pagers on there to fill into 15. Cause you guys offered us 15,000.
And just the gear is how much? 12,000, over 12,200, right? So you don't have to show me, you just gotta get
Yeah.
3
Right here.
bids.
Everything's right here.
we did get three bids.
We have
We got 3 bids.
They have
All
3?
right.
Yes.
Good, you can vote on it.
Everything's right there.
The thing is, not only that, but they charge freight, $48, so we can deduct that too,
Okay.
you know? So
Good.
anything
Every
bring it back.
Sure.
So it's 12,000, let me write that down, 12,439.56.
But Jim, they have the 3
Yeah,
bids, which is good.
At the end of the day, I want to form, you know what I mean?
So,
Yeah.
we have a motion and accept that. Okay.
What's that?
Just don't lose
Just-
these papers.
Just down.
We could swing the page on.
It's just the top paper. The other papers are all more expensive.
All more expensive, okay.
Just the top.
Okay, all 3 bids need to stay with the minutes for 3 years.
Okay, the bids will stay for 3 years, the other 2 bids. Okay, let me get them
All
out
3
of my
bids.
way.
Actually, wait a minute, can I see the bids
Yeah,
again?
okay, go ahead. We're gonna take a motion in regards to the fire company, in regards to, what?
These are not bids for the equipment there. Since it's over 12,200,
Right,
you have to have 3 bids for just the
for
gear
the
that you
same,
want.
the same thing.
Even though they're on that paper.
One of these bids is just for the page.
There are 2 different companies too.
But I
don't
have
know.
three different companies there with everything
There's 3
on it.
different companies there.
Right.
Can I lay it out and show you guys?
All right,
There's-
Yes.
let's
Yeah,
do
okay.
this, right,
Oh, I see, another one.
Yeah, 'cause
So,
they have
here's,
twin
this is
tiers,
a pager.
fire store and
This is
MES.
a paper.
that over there.
That's a
That's
page.
another page, okay.
These here are gears,
Let's throw the papers away.
Yes, exactly.
right here. So this is the line floor. Here's your gear. Here's 3 sets. This here,
Yes, yes,
These two right here.
yes.
these 2 are the pants and the coat. This here are the
We're already
extrication.
on that.
Where are they at?
Extrication gloves, right here. These here are structure gloves, right here.
Oh, I'm sorry, okay, right there.
That's the hood. These are fire helmets.
Okay, these are all going on the, on, and you're getting more.
Yes, yep, yep.
So I gotta read that too then.
Yeah, everything's on. And here's your boots. And then the same, it goes right down here. Here's your coat. Pants.
So do we.
And then it is 2 complete full sets and then 1 coat and 1 pants. So the 2 sets is gonna be a helmet, a hood, structure gloves, rescue gloves, coat, pants, boots. There's the gear, 3 and 3. Bunker, 2 sets. Yeah, everything, and everything all the way down.
All these are going to?
Yeah, all that prices are right here. Here's the quantity, everything.
Well, that's with
And these are the prices here.
Yeah, these are the prices, and then here's the total. Here's your prices again, here's your budget, here's everything.
And then this one here.
This one here is twin tiers.
I get up at 4 to
This
go.
one here is, it's a fire store. It's what it's really called.
I can't jump out of my.
One of them lying right out of the
No.
Oh, okay.
You may wanna keep those for future.
Yeah,
I got a motion for the money that we wanna help with the fire company with, okay?
So we have.
We have, wait,
Okay, go ahead.
we have MES and we have fire safety that both, put in quotes for the, for the bid, for the uniforms. And then we have one here from Whitner, which would be the low bid, Whitner, WITNER. And on there is, Lion V-Force bi-swing coat, 6.5 ounce black armor, AP K3 liner. Quantity 3, amount $6,780. They're $2,260 a piece. So 3 of them are $6,780. Next we have a Lion V-Force pant, 6.5 ounce black armor, AP K3 liner, quantity 3, unit price $1,335, amount $4,005. Next is Ringers Extrication gloves, short cuff, yellow large, quantity 2, unit price $35, amount $70. Next we have ProTech Infusion Pro Structural Short Cuff Glove, size 7/6 medium large. Quantity 2, $65 unit price, $130 amount. Majestic PAC2 P84 hood, natural, quantity 2, unit price $28, amount $56. Earlaps 6-inch Maltese cross front holder and tough shield defender visor, quantity 2, $325 for a unit, $650 for the 2. This Thorogood goes right on there too? Thorogood, right on the bottom?
Yes.
Thorogood?
Yeah.
Okay, Thorogood QR14 structural fire, 14-inch boot leather, color black, size 10.5 medium, quantity 2, unit price $350, amount $700, for a total of, and this is what freight in there, as Jane was talking about, I believe, but this one $48.56, and a total of $12,439.56.
So with that all, thank you guys for coming in. But we have to remember, council, our roads are in disrepair. The borough's never had this much money, and we're stretching it as far as we possibly can go. we gave you guys a donation. We appreciate everything you guys do for us, but we really don't have a lot of money. My opinion, maybe we can do half for you guys. I don't know what anybody else thinks. I'm just saying we really need to watch our pennies here and stretch this money as far as we possibly can stretch it, because the borough, without raising taxes, has a lot of work ahead of us. And a lot of things that we laid out already tonight, and we don't know where prices are gonna be prior to going for road construction, infrastructure repair. We normally would carry a little bit of a cushion in case for whatever reason. But I think we just need to take into consideration the monies that we do have, the other things we talked about tonight prior to.
And the fire company can always have fundraisers. We can't have fundraisers. I agree with you.
The way we raise money is we raise taxes. And I've been on for 6 years and shot down multiple times of raising taxes, because I think taxes theft. That's my
We
opinion.
can't even afford.
So, I don't wanna raise taxes. That's the only way that we can raise money in our borough, and we really stretch our budget. We have a $250,000 budget, I think, something like that, for tiny little town, for 6 miles of roads and the police department, and we have so many things, and it's not a comfortable conversation for all of us. Yes, ma'am?
How much is our budget? Because it says here we have $495,000.
No, that's part of it, that's just our cash.
Our annual budget is about $250,000. We get $40,000 in liquid fuels money to take care of almost 6 miles of road. We don't have a lot of money. We don't want to raise taxes. We have some money. We technically don't have to spend this money until 25,
Did
right?
we get the liquid fuels this year yet?
Right.
Yeah, so it's up to 53,300 a month?
Again, that's my 1 of 7 opinion. So please talk amongst
How would you feel
yourselves.
about giving them one, a quantity of one of each to get them started, and that would be half of the 39. A third of it, rather, a third of it, yes, yeah, 4,000.
So you can go to a running building, and I can't.
On the tractor,
So when that car gets into an
they
accident,
spent,
that
we
hurts,
spent
messed up
$900 to
road,
repair it.
you can go to the car accident, but I can't.
That's easy,
Mhm.
right? So it's gotta be in pretty good shape then.
Yeah, I think so.
So why are we buying a new one this year then? If we spent $900 on that?
Because maintenance asked for it.
I think it was just a consideration, Chip. That's all.
Well, but that's almost $12,000. I mean,
Oh,
if they don't need it, you know what I'm talking, you're talking
Yeah.
about road.
No, I right. And we do our damnedest to stretch our money.
It's COVID relief.
For the however many years I've been on here, we've never had to raise taxes. I don't even know when the last time we had to raise taxes, and we don't plan on raising taxes. So we have a little extra money. Let's try to make it work for the town the best we can. And everybody in the town, and I think we do a pretty damn good job of what we do here.
And just to let you know, we all are against raising taxes. We have been since I've been in my 4th year.
Yeah.
Prior to that, they never raised taxes. And,
We try to do our part in this tiny little town.
How much do we have in the budget?
That's the problem.
He's saying, instead of.
No, you don't have to speak for me.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I don't believe we should buy the tractor, and that's my personal opinion. Okay? I think our fire company needs our help. I know they can do
Yeah,
fundraising.
and we helped. We did
So,
do
if
$18,000.
we offered them 15,000.
Right.
We have almost 12,000 for a tractor, right? That's 27,000, right?
Mhm.
So we should be able to do something big with that. That's all I'm saying.
No, I appreciate the input, Chip, and like I said earlier, the roads, I mean, we all drive our roads, and they need help, and we have very minimal amount of money to fix our infrastructure, and, you know, we need to keep that up, it's not the best we can. We've got the garage doors still pending. I mean, I had a few things written down here, and there's a lot of things yet that we could do, we don't have to do. But I just think maybe, like Tommy said,
COVID money.
can we do a third? Does that help you
Chief,
guys
are
out?
you okay if we could do a third of it right now, and then we can see where we're at when we get squared up on these American Rescue, what we have?
You guys are the guys wearing the gear, you guys tell me how you feel. And before you say anything, I understand we did the 18,000 for the gear washer and everything. every time we go into a burning building and we get all this stuff that is in these walls, this carpet, into that's nothing but like all the cancer stuff going to us. You know how important it is to wash the gear and keep up with it? Like, so that did really help us out. But like, that's another thing. The more you wash your gear and you keep going with that stuff, it deteriorates it.
Sure.
So that's why we're on top of getting the gear and getting these guys where they need to be. You guys are
The
on the
gear
gear.
is also, that's protection. I mean, you
Yeah.
go into a burning building on the thing, not everybody is gonna jump up and run into a burning building to save somebody else's stuff. We're just asking for the gear to keep us safe, to keep us from getting hurt, and to continue. When we were on South Street, we were on Belmont Street. I can tell you on South Street, the gear I was wearing was half destroyed when we came out of that fire. But still, I continued to put that gear on. Broke it down on the thing to go into the next one, would be to go into your house, to get on a road and get into a car to help the next person out in the thing. And it's just basically, there's fundraisers, but that's a lot of money in the fundraiser. We do a lot of work, we do a lot of fundraisers. What we're asking for is the basic help of safety, of just safety gear to continue doing what we do as a department for the community, for the borough.
I would say to outfit the current people that we have volunteering of the gear that we have to be pulling out in order to even outfit them to go out. The majority of it, you're looking at dates on it 2011, 2012. We don't have anything newer than that to pull out to outfit anybody. We get somebody join and say, you have to wait till you can go anywhere because we don't even have a helmet.
10 years. That's if I don't go into a working house fire tonight and burn it to a shred because it happens. My coat over at the station right now is orange from a fire in Lake Ariel 3 weeks ago because I burned it. It was so hot in my house.
The gear I'm wearing, I have a mixed match set of gear. My gear doesn't even match. My gear isn't from one company. My gear is from different companies. And some of the gear is almost 9 years old. And, you know, I'm borrowing other people's gear from past times. I guess I don't have.
Well, if you don't mind me asking, what do you guys have money in the bank? How much money do you have in the bank?
Yeah, very short because they ordered gear last year and it didn't get here until the end of the year. And we had to pay for it at the beginning of this year. So the money that we thought we had going into this year, when we started looking at our money, it was already spent last year in April.
And I can tell you on my end, as far as our budget goes, a lot of people don't realize the cost of putting those trucks out the door. I can figure, I do each month, I do a report for the department on the thing of what our trucks cost us in maintenance, repairs, and fuel. We pay our own fuel. We're one of the few departments anywhere in the area where the borough don't pay our fuel bill. We pay our own fuel. I can tell you right now, our engine gets 2.8 miles to a gallon. Our utility that goes out to each accident and along with every fire gets 5.5 miles a gallon. The tanker, I couldn't tell you. We haven't figured that out. I can tell you that it just eats fuel. I mean, I can't give you an exact mileage number on there. I can get you that number, but if you average out the cost for every call, every time we roll out the door, whether it be a car accident, a gas leak, a fire, a missing person within the borough, it costs us roughly $300 for each apparatus that leaves that door on each call. So the monies we have is nowhere near what some people may believe, but a lot ain't taken into consideration of what it costs. As far as we just fixed the light tower on our engine, has been down since June. We have it up and operational and running now. That light tower, to replace that light tower is over $20,000. We're already over almost $5,000 into the light tower. That's the light tower we bring down when they have the parties in the park. And we light up the park, we light up the corner streets for during Halloween time, trick or treating.
4 hours, Chippy?
And it doesn't cost more than $8,000.
Thank you.
For 4 hours and what funeral?
We don't appreciate it. What do you guys get on your fundraisers? What is your annual budget? How much can you actually raise in a year?
All depends how they make out, man.
Right.
We don't make no 12 grand on chicken barbecue.
Think about how many of you had fundraisers done here in town? How many of you guys have done fundraisers here for your own thing? How much turnout do you really get?
Dallas.
You don't really get much of a turnout at all. So fundraisers really, the fundraisers pretty much cover our fuel. And nothing for nothing. We are one of the few boroughs that don't pay for our department's fuel. If your house is on fire,
I didn't know how that works.
If your house is on fire, that fuel's coming out of my pocket, his pocket, But it's from donation.
But it's a separate entity.
But it's from donation.
Right,
Just
but
donation.
like I said, just to dig, if we go,
Okay, that's good. Good conversation, good back and forth. I'm gonna make a motion for this fire company, for the safety of this fire company, $12,439.56 to buy these things that they need, the uniforms that they need that are on this page.
Thank you.
thank you.
Well, that's just the motion now. I got a second by Jane. All in favor, vote by saying aye. Nays? Abstentions?
Abstention.
Pardon?
Abstention.
Abstention. Okay, we have 6 yeses and 1 abstention being Craig Speedwalk. Is that right? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Heather, can you have the minutes reflect that there were 3 bids, even though it wasn't necessary?
Yes.
Actually, it is necessary, shift over, so there were 3 bids, and you need all 3 sets of those bids in the minutes.
Attached to the minutes.
And we have to keep them for 3 years.
I would like to suggest that at the next meeting, that we all have a copy of the budget for this year, and we go and list the things like maintenance, about consulting fees.
Can I have those other, I'm sorry.
These are right there, I'm sorry.
And any other things that every year we haven't been spending. And make sure, I have a feeling when we go through our budget, we're going to find many things that can cover maybe a half or a part of the things that are here in front of us. Like Tom Shipstone, how much is in there for consulting? How much is in there for the ordinances? How much is in there for,
Are you talking out of our general fund?
our general fund?
Because I think we do a pretty bang up job when we have our budget meeting.
Yeah.
We squeeze that down to the last
But
penny.
I understand, but we don't
Penny.
have a handle on what we're not spending at all.
I think we have a pretty good handle. Shelley had that
Okay,
broke
how
right
much
down.
of the
It can't hurt to look through it though.
I'm not saying we shouldn't look through it, but when
Right, okay.
Shelley brought a report in, I mean, we had it down to the penny. We had every
Yeah,
single
yeah.
expenditure accounted
I'm
for
asking what is
with
in the
$0 accounted for. We stretched this budget to the max every year.
I'm
I
asking,
agree, let's do it again.
I just think we need to see what we have in the budget, that maybe we could apply 1,000 or 2,000 or something for some of these things and be able to pay for all these things.
Let's do it. Okay.
Okay, we're all good? Let me see here. What, is it adjournment time? I got my papers.
No, we still got unfinished.
Oh, we have new news?
Unfinished, new finish.
And I never finished.
Then you're not done yet. Jay's not done.
I'm gonna go in the Poconos next week, that part, right, our representative is going to go about some federal grants he feels that we could apply for. And that was canceled last week. Remember, I was gonna go last week because the snow was canceled. And also, Corey Johnson from ZA will be at Wayne County on Monday, April the 18th. That's when he sits down with each of us separately and asks us to go over completely the American Rescue money. We'll make appointments beginning at 9 o'clock, 1 hour, to help you with the reporting. And the deadline is April the 30th for all transactions from inception to March the 31st. And so I'm working on that report to submit that also. This is a complete budget for the park. It comes to $156,300. And then I'm going to attend a virtual workshop from DCNR, Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, and hopefully this will get us applying for our park down here. I said enough.
Thank you, Jane.
Jane, I made a request at the beginning of the meeting.
Yeah, I think we should move Jane to the beginning. I do. I think that's not a bad idea.
Right out.
No, I think you at the top.
Oh, no,
Always the most said, most relevant to our conversations, I think we need to vote on
And what
it,
she
or
says,
just do it.
what she says applies to so much.
To everything, to
So,
the entire borough.
yes, I agree. I don't know if that needs to be a motion or not, but I put it
We're
there.
gonna rename Waymart Janesville.
Whoville? After you read Whoville to your kids for Christmas.
Okay, new business. Unfinished business first, unfinished. Any unfinished business?
Yeah, right here.
Right there, Tiffany has unfinished.
I asked a question at the beginning of the meeting. But I didn't get a response yet. I asked if the council would be open to give a donation for Dallas. So we have for 7 years, and we never asked the borough for any money. Since this American Rescue is out there for everybody, Dallas wants to know if he could help them.
So you need some new dog bones?
Yeah.
I think that would be wonderful if you donate, and that's one reason I think we should go over the budget and see what we can move around here.
What specifically, Chip? I mean, is there a dollar amount, or?
No, I don't
or
care if you give us
is there gear
1,000,
that you-
2,000, that's, that's all. Just to put into the bank.
Vet bills,
Oh.
right, vet bills?
Yeah, that bill,
What's this, February, March?
March, yeah.
So you think, Shelley, you think maybe next meeting you could have a breakdown? Like you have everything broke down, like what we paid on each line item maybe for us for next meeting? How you back it off for us? Right?
The end of the first quarter?
Yeah, we can do it quarterly.
Yeah.
We do that quarterly.
Yeah, you know what?
Good idea.
Yeah, it is. This way here we'll keep track of it. Because of our concern with give the money out and making sure we have enough.
We're ahead or behind.
Yeah.
In regards to Mayor's Way,
Right.
the rest of these for the rest of the years, I don't need it. I'm here because I wanted to be here, so with my money,
You're gonna donate the rest of your year of $100
the rest of it.
for the dog, Chip.
So there you go.
Thank you. Appreciate it. But I don't think you should, I think the borough.
I didn't have to shape for this, so borough's money.
All right, thank you. Yep. Okay, new business. We had that with Tom Shepstone. Brian.
The Borough Association magazine, which many of you get, I want to start sending into the Borough magazine when we have an event in Waymart, and I have to send it in 2.5 months ahead of time. So are we having the Pride and Patriotism Parade? At what time are we having it?
I did reach out and ask the parties in the park, or what they're considered, Michelle. They are doing it with us, and we are gonna do it at 4 o'clock start, I believe, is what we did last year. It's gonna be in the afternoon again.
Like 5 o'clock?
Yes, 4 o'clock was line up, 5 o'clock was parade, 6 o'clock, and then in the
they
Grove.
go to the Grove afterwards?
Correct.
Okay, so I can send this to
June-
the Pocono Mountains Bureau
What date
and
is that?
everybody else.
June 10th.
And the Veterans Day event, is it at the park earlier, or is that?
I don't know what the veterans do anymore. I don't even know if they did anything last year.
I don't
No.
think. Okay.
I'll make sure there's one there.
You're done, Jay? You're good?
I'm done.
Okay.
More
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
For all of you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Ayes have it.
Who seconded it? Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. Yeah, I was genuinely curious about.
Hey, Randy, I must think it's quick.